There's a place in America so vast, so quiet, and so strangely empty that most people will go their entire lives without meeting someone who actually lives there. From ghost-silent highways to towns that vanish into the horizon, South Dakota carries a mystery few ever bother to explore. Why does a land this massive remain so underpopulated, almost untouched? Today we're diving deep into the secrets behind one of the most overlooked states in the country. Before we uncover what keeps so many people away, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. You won't want to miss the surprises hidden in this landscape. South Dakota winters aren't just cold. They're the kind of cold that makes you rethink your life choices. Temperatures routinely drop below zero, and wind chills can plunge to 30-degree Fahrenheit or worse. Blizzards can roll in with almost no warning, shutting down roads, schools, and pretty much all signs of civilization. Snowfall varies by region, but some areas regularly get 40 to 60 inches of snow each winter, with drifts tall enough to bury fences. And let's not forget the wind. South Dakota is consistently ranked among the top 10 windiest states in the U.S., which means each cold day somehow manages to feel even colder. For many people, the idea of spending 5 months a year scraping ice off their windshield while their eyelashes freeze together isn't exactly appealing. The weather is a major factor in why so few people decide to pack up and move here willingly. If you're not into agriculture, healthcare, or certain manufacturing jobs, South Dakota's job market can feel pretty sparse. The state has a low unemployment rate, which sounds great until you realize that many jobs pay lower than average wages. South Dakota consistently ranks near the bottom 10 states for median household income, and that can make it tough for young professionals or families looking for growth opportunities. Major tech hubs, corporate headquarters, and entertainment industries are nearly non-existent. Many talented workers end up leaving to find better-paying jobs in neighboring states like Minnesota or Colorado. Even college graduates from local universities often move away shortly after earning their degrees. For a lot of people, career mobility matters. And when the options are limited, the decision to live elsewhere becomes easy. South Dakota offers stability in certain fields, but not enough diversity for today's workforce. If you enjoy long, quiet drives with nothing but fields and sky stretching endlessly around you, South Dakota is basically paradise. But for most people, that kind of isolation makes life inconvenient. Outside of Sioux Falls and Rapid City, the state is a patchwork of tiny towns spaced far apart, often with miles of empty highway separating them. Want to go to a mall, hospital, or large grocery store? You might be driving an hour or two. Public transportation is almost non-existent, so having a car isn't optional. It's survival. Even simple errands can turn into half-day adventures. And because everything is so spread out, meeting people, maintaining friendships, or accessing services becomes a challenge. A lot of Americans prefer convenience, quick access to amenities, and social opportunities. In South Dakota, the distances alone can convince newcomers that this lifestyle just isn't for them. South Dakota is a great place if your idea of fun involves hiking, fishing, or exploring natural landmarks. But if you're looking for nightlife, concerts, or big city excitement, the options drop off fast. Outside the few larger towns, entertainment usually means high school sports games, community events, or bowling alleys. Major touring artists rarely stop here. Movie theaters are scarce in rural areas, and many restaurants close early. Young adults especially feel the crunch, which is why so many leave the state for places with more social life and cultural variety. Even locals joke that if you've seen Mount Rushmore and the Corn Palace once, you've basically maxed out the tourist attractions. For people who want vibrant cultural scenes, diverse cuisine, or energetic urban environments, South Dakota can feel a bit too quiet. And that quiet is a big reason why the population stays small. Now, Before we keep going, I want to know what you think so far. Are these reasons surprising? Do you agree? Or is South Dakota getting an unfair reputation here? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read all of them, and I love hearing your perspectives. And while you're at it, tell me what topic you want to see next. Maybe another forgotten state? Maybe a deep dive into a strange phenomenon? Whatever it is, let me know below. And if you're enjoying the video, remember to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel keep exploring stories like this. Many of South Dakota's rural towns face genuine economic challenges. Small businesses struggle to stay open, younger residents move away, and schools consolidate due to shrinking enrollments. Some counties have lost population for decades, creating a cycle where fewer people means fewer services, and fewer services means even more people leave. Farming communities especially feel the pressure from rising costs, unpredictable markets, and the consolidation of agriculture into larger corporate operations. As a result, families that have lived in the area for generations often end up selling their land and moving to cities out of state. When an entire town's economy is built around one or two employers, any closure can be devastating. This instability makes many people hesitant to move in. While South Dakota has strong pockets of growth, many areas are simply struggling to keep residents, much less attract new ones. People talk about the winters, but South Dakota's weather is unpredictable year-round. Summers can hit 100 degrees Celsius, thunderstorms can form out of nowhere, and the state sits right on the northern edge of Tornado Alley. Severe thunderstorms, hailstorms, and tornado warnings are a regular part of life. Hail the size of golf balls, or bigger, is not unusual, and it's common for residents to deal with roof damage more than once. The state also experiences droughts that affect water availability and wildfires that impact air quality and agriculture. In short, the weather seems determined to make life difficult in one way or another every season. For many people, this constant climate roulette is exhausting. Not everyone wants to live in a place where you need to check the weather app just to decide if you should mow the lawn or take shelter in the basement. South Dakota sits next to states that often overshadow it in terms of job opportunities, lifestyle, and recognition. Colorado has mountains and booming industries. Minnesota offers major corporations, cultural events, and higher salaries. Even North Dakota has gained attention because of energy jobs. South Dakota, meanwhile, is quieter, more rural, and less known. For people considering a move to the region, nearby states simply seem more appealing. And once someone leaves the state for school, work, or adventure, they often don't return. It's not that South Dakota has nothing to offer. It just doesn't stand out as much. When Americans think of starting over somewhere new, the state rarely shows up on the radar. It doesn't have beaches, major cities, world-famous attractions, or booming industries. And without those magnets pulling people in, South Dakota continues to fly under the national population radar. South Dakota has a strong sense of identity, tight-knit communities, conservative values, and a slower pace of life. For some people, that's comforting. For others, it can feel like stepping into a world they don't quite fit into. Small towns often operate on long-standing traditions, and outsiders may find it hard to break in socially. People tend to know each other's families, histories, and reputations, which can make newcomers feel like permanent guests rather than residents. Diversity is limited compared to national averages, and the lifestyle leans heavily toward rural living, outdoor recreation, and community-focused events. If your idea of a weekend involves museums, multicultural festivals, or trying a new international restaurant, you might be out of luck. Many young people who grow up in South Dakota leave because they want broader cultural experiences. The state isn't unwelcoming, just very specific, and that specificity doesn't appeal to everyone. So that's the reality behind the state almost everyone forgets, and the reasons it stays so hauntingly empty. Whether you think South Dakota is misunderstood or perfectly fine being left alone, one thing's for sure. It's unlike anywhere else in the country. If this journey opened your eyes, taught you something new, or just kept you entertained, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden corners of America. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.